From the Kozlowski Gymnasium here on the campus of Arlington High School, Arlington Community Media Incorporated presents Arlington High School Boys Varsity Basketball. Tonight, the Spy Ponders of Arlington High School host the Sachems of Winchester High School. Hello everyone, I'm Don Phelan. Tonight my partner is Scott Zwick, Kevin Wetmore behind the camera. And it's the home finale for the Spy Ponders. And Scott, you went through a few of these back in the day when you were helping out as the JV coach and the assistant varsity coach. What's going through the mind of the two seniors tonight who will be honored, Colin McNamara and Dan Kim?
It's a special night for the seniors, something they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. Fortunately for the Spy Ponders, they're having a special season. They've not only clinched the Middlesex Liberty Division Championship, they're going to be heading to the postseason as a very high seed in the Division II North Sectionals, where they will most definitely be hosting at least one home contest. So while the seniors will be excited and pumped and jacked for tonight's game, they will have eyes on a bigger prize.
For the Spy Ponders, they come into tonight's game with an overall record of 16-1, but they are 15-0 if you take out the two exclusionary games against Somerville, and they are also 15-0, and as Scott mentioned, the Liberty champions. For tonight's opponent, the Sachems of Winchester High School, coming into tonight's game with a respectable record of 10-7. They are 9-6 in league play. And Scott, these two teams played earlier this season, 71-61 victory for the Ponders.
When these two teams face up, Don, it's a crosstown rival. It's a blood feud, if you will. Respect for each other, but harsh competition. And Winchester's not a team that's going to back down. I watched a junior varsity game beforehand, and I'll tell you, that Winchester team was pumped up. They were ready to go, and this could make their season. You got a team with a 10-7 record, 9-6 in the league. They're having a nice season, but this would make their season, be the win of the year for them. Yeah, it'd
be the one blemish against the Spy Ponders in league play, which, like you said, would be a nice feather in their cap. And also for Winchester, obviously they have the record to qualify for postseason tournament, so every win for them counts in terms of their seeding, and they're probably hoping to maybe host a playoff game if they can win out their final couple games of the season. And as Scott mentioned, Arlington will host at least one, and if they were to be successful in that game, they would definitely host a second game here at the Kozlowski Gymnasium, and then they would continue on in neutral site games after that. And as Scott has just pointed out to me by a note here, Spy Ponders are riding a 32-game regular season home winning streak. And right now we're going to have the reciprocation of the seniors for Winchester being honored by Arlington. We have number 10, Henry McDonough, and number 11, Justin Miranda. And they also have number 20, Ramsey Sullivan. I think there'll be one more, another senior, number 32, Brendan Clark. So kind of cool move by the Ponders here to just give a little recognition to the seniors for the opposing team before our seniors are going to be honored themselves. Very conciliatory move by Jack Woods, John Bowler and Jack Woods to honor the seniors of the opposing team on senior night, something I haven't seen before. Yep, they gave them a little flower bouquet, and then the players brought them up right in front of us, actually, to bring to their parents here in the stands. So now you're going to have the senior ceremonies for Arlington. First, number 13, Daniel Kim. Daniel Kim getting a well-deserved round of applause from the adoring crowd here. What a season it's been for Kim. He's persevered through injuries, sometimes not playing as much as he might like, but always with a positive attitude and someone the coaching staff looks very much up to for leadership skills, and someone that represents the program with class and dignity. Yeah, and obviously his peers feel the same way, as he's been honored by being selected as one of Arlington's tri-captains this year. So congratulations to Daniel Kim and his family. And now we have number 2, senior Colin McNamara. Daniel Kim was actually a 2-year player on the team, Colin a 4-year player. And now the words about Colin McNamara. And I don't know how well things can be heard through the PA system here, but the most incredible statistic about Colin McNamara, he graduated, well, as of now, his career record at Arlington High School, 73-17 for an 81% winning percentage. Arlington's all-time leader in basketball and perhaps maybe in any sport for that matter. You know, we have to go back to the good old baseball teams or hockey teams from back in the day perhaps, but at least as far as basketball is concerned, 81%. Incredible, and a 73-17 record. And as they mentioned too, Colin will attend and play basketball at WPI next year. Number 2, Colin McNamara.
It's remarkable, it's inexplicable, it's spectacular. Colin McNamara is quite simply making a strong case for the greatest basketball player to ever don a uniform in Arlington High School in history. It's as simple as that. I coached several years ago. I've seen John Bowler. I've seen John Bowler play. I have seen Kevin Flood play. I have seen
Phil
Barlow play. I have seen several players. That not several, but a few that maybe had a little more talent than Colin McNamara. But as the coaching staff has said, Colin McNamara is the bedrock of the program's renaissance. And quite simply, 73-7 and an 81% winning percentage is all you need to know about the player and the impact he's had on this program.
You just had the Winchester starting 5 introduced. We'll get to them in a moment. But right now, the starting 5 for your Spy Ponders. Number 0, Nick Corrales. Number 23, Ben Wasco. Number 20, tri-captain Dominic Black. Senior tri-captain number 13, Daniel Kim. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Spy Ponders, senior tri-captain number 2, Colin McNamara. Head coach of the Spy Ponders is John Bowler. He's assisted by Jackie Woods, Connor Bishop, and the head of basketball operations for the Spy Ponders is Tim Schuler. And now we'll have the playing of our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, we didn't have a playing of our national anthem, but actually a singing of the national anthem by an Arlington student, and a fine job here tonight by her. So thank you for that. And we're getting ready for senior night here from the Kozlowski Gymnasium, the final home regular season game for the Spy Ponders. Again, riding a 32-game home regular season winning streak. And Scott, they have not lost a home game. If they finish out tonight, they will not have lost a home game for 3 full seasons. They have not lost since the 13-14 season, I would believe.
That's really unfathomable, something that's really hard to comprehend and just remarkable.
Tonight's referees are Kevin O'Neill, and the white hat referee will be Jim Rourke, who just got bounced into by a Winchester player, but Colin McNamara is going to take the first shot of the game, no good. Loose ball picked up by Colin McNamara.
See if they run offense here, look to move the ball side to side. Winchester comes out and man-to-man.
Kim tried to get the entry pass, and yes, the ball indeed was kicked. And for Arlington, under MIAA public school rules, they will reset that shot clock to a full 30 seconds. Private school would stay the same unless under 14 would get reset to 14 if it were under that. So full 30 for the Ponders. Here comes Don Black to the basket, high off the window, and he lays it in. He's got the first basket of the night.
Dominic Black strong to the hole through contact off the window and in. And Black continues to improve as the season goes on. He may be the key to the Spy Ponders' success come postseason.
Now double team here by the Ponders in the backcourt. And that's an unlucky break there for Colin McNamara, as he was playing defense, and the Winchester player looked like he ran into him, but Colin didn't have a good legal guarding position, so he picks up the cheap foul, his first.
Corrales got the deflection, steals, up and down basketball is what the Spy Ponders want. On defense, keep them out of the middle.
Nice double team there by Kim and Corrales. Three-point attempt here by Winchester. Shot is no good. That's number 11, Justin Miranda. Don Black with the rebound, looking to push. He's got Wasco. Wasco floats it up, around out, follows his own shot, puts it back up, partially blocked, and Winchester comes down with the rebound. Player ahead of the pack for the Sachems is number 32, Brendan Clackey. Misses the layup, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Colin McNamara will be Sachem ball. So let me get that starting five for the Sachems. Number 11, Justin Miranda. Number 12, Joe McCarron. Number 14, Liam Fitzpatrick. Number 23, Mario De Benedetto. And number 32, Brendan Clark. The player to watch for the Sachems is number 14, Fitzpatrick. He had 25 points in the game prior to this one of this matchup. Now inside there, nice little inside move by number 23, De Benedetto, and he has the first basket for the Sachems, tied at 2.
De Benedetto does not square his shoulders, but is able to get through a little contact and make a little bit of a awkward basket.
Turnover for the Ponders and Winchester ball. Oh, nice little back cut there by Fitzpatrick. He gets it on the post. He's going to put it up, and he scores.
Fitzpatrick showing what he's made of. He's an excellent player in the Middlesex Liberty Division. Strong. You mentioned he poured in a game high, I believe, 21 points in the loss earlier in the season. And at this time of the year, the good players are usually playing at their best.
Don Black on the move to the basket was fouled on the play. Foul committed by number 23, De Benedetto. His first on the team.
Things you're looking for Black here is to take the next step. Is he going to be able to rebound the basketball at an elite level? Is he going to be able to pass the ball at an elite level to add to his already plethora of elite skills?
1 of 2 for Dom. Ponders trail at 4-3 early on here on senior night. A couple misses for the Sachems, and Arlington comes up with the rebound. 5:38 remaining first quarter. It's 4-3 Winchester early on. Now Wasco way up top. Gets it to Dom for 3. He's got it. All 6 Arlington points for Dom Black, and the Ponders take the lead 6-4.
Dom Black, bang!
Wasco went for the steal, couldn't come up with it. A little double team here by the Ponders doesn't work out. And pressure defense, as usual, by Arlington.
Keep the ball out of the middle, hand up on all the shooters.
A nice drive to the basket there by DiBenedetto. Couldn't get the roll, but that was a pretty move. Unlucky for him.
$1 million move, 10-cent finish.
McNamara's jump shot from just inside the three-point line, no good. Daniel Kim does a nice job keeping it alive for Arlington, and Arlington will get a second possession out of this. Black to the basket. Ooh, nice little move there. Lays it up and in.
And right on cue, that's the type of a move. That is a state-winning type of basketball play that only elite players in Division II North are going to be able to make.
Ooh, could be a travel, and it is. Veteran official Jim Rook on the call, and a traveling violation committed by the Sachems.
The intense pressure by the Spy Ponders caused that turnover. Makes someone with the ball jittery and nervous.
8-4 Ponders, almost halfway through the first quarter. And Nick just lost the handle on that one. Out of bounds, it'll be Winchester ball.
A rare unforced turnover by Nick Corrales, one of the more steady and solid players on the Spy Ponders. Maybe a little bit of loss of focus there.
Halfway through the first quarter, Ponders lead at 8-4. Great deep there by Kim. Couldn't quite come up with the steal. 10 on the shot clock for Winchester. A little strip there by Arlington. Oh, nice pass. It was McCarron on the dish to Miranda. Miranda laid it in.
A beautiful pass by McCarron. Winchester hanging around early, matching Arlington's intensity. Daniel Kim has come to play tonight.
Well, you try to make the little backdoor cut pass to Don Black. It didn't work. Now the ball's loose, fought for, and Winchester comes up with it. Now going right through the Arlington press was Clark, and he is fouled on the play.
You know, Don, I tell you something. If I was coaching against this Arlington team, that's the type of way I would attack them. When I'm bringing the ball up, if I have a ball handler I trust, I want them seeking contact as I advance the ball. I don't want to move it side to side. I want to move it north and south. And that's exactly what the Winchester did in that play. And it resulted in an Arlington foul.
Second foul on the Ponders. For Arlington, 2 substitutions. Number 1, Jaden Doughton just grabbed that rebound into the game. And also number 10, Bensley Joseph into the Ponder lineup.
The super freshman looking to make an impact on this game early.
McNamara with the reverse lays it up and in his first points of the ball game.
And no surprise, McNamara with his left hand, which we've learned to find out that's really his dominant hand.
10-6 Ponders, 2.5 left first quarter. Now a little drive to the basket by Miranda will result in an Arlington foul and 2 shots for Miranda.
Miranda, a strong drive to the basket, but a little bit of a ticky-tack foul there. I believe Joseph was moving his feet in time. Maybe he got him with the arm, but it was a little brush foul, and he's rewarded with 2 free throws.
First free throw around and in for Miranda.
This is the type of a game, this is an important game for a Bensley Joseph, a freshman who started playing in the second half of the season. Every tick of the clock is experience for him. Everything is going to make him learn how to play basketball in championship time come tournament.
1 of 2 for Miranda. McNamara with the strong drive lays it in.
The senior has come to play on senior night, goes to finish with the left and then there with the right, showing that he is not only left-handed, he's ambidextrous and can go with his right as well.
For Arlington, number 33, Sam Swift into the lineup, another sophomore for the Ponders.
Spy Ponders, a deep team. They'll play sometimes as many as 15 players in a half.
Joseph to the basket is fouled on the play.
And to use a phrase that I love that you use all the time, Don, a little tricky dribble there by the Super Frosh. Got himself towards the basket, squared his shoulders, made some contact, and was rewarded with a couple of free throws.
First free throw is long. That is the second team foul on the Sachems. They only have 2 listed on the board for Arlington, but I believe they have committed 3 team fouls so far here in the first quarter. Minute 56 remaining. Joseph makes 1 of 2, and the Ponders' lead is now extended to 6 points. It's 13-7.
So here comes the pressure, and with a player like Joseph on the court, along with McNamara, it should really give Winchester a difficult time matriculating the ball up the court.
Winchester has made several substitutions the last couple moments. We'll try to get their lineup to you in a minute right now. That's number 3, Alex Bogomilov. Missing the shot. Bensley Joseph for the pull-up 3. He's got it.
The Super Frosh way downtown. Bang!
16-7 Ponders, starting to pull away a little bit here in the latter stages of the first quarter. Little matchup here for Swift way outside, guarding number 10, Henry McDonough, back checking into the Winchester lineup.
Sachems have a lot of players that can make moves towards the basket, get there, and aren't able to finish.
Black with a dump pass to Doughton, and Doughton lays it up and in.
A beautiful swishing and dishing move by my man Dom Black to the super sophomore Jaden Doughton for a deuce.
McDonough and here all the way to the basket, can't get it to go. Doughton, he has 2 more, and Winchester might need a timeout.
And they do right on cue, Mr. Phelan. And the Spy Ponders are rolling. It's coming from all angles. You're getting it from all angles and all classes. The freshmen, Bensley Joseph contributing the super sophomore, Jaden Doughton contributing, Colin McNamara showing his worth on senior night along with fellow senior Daniel Kim, who provided tremendous energy for the Spy Ponders early, and they're out to a fast 20-7 lead.
Yeah, and as a coach, Scott, you must hate to have to take a timeout with 41.1 seconds left in a quarter, but he had Coach Fleming for Winchester, he had to stop the bleeding at that point.
It was getting out of hand. The Spy Ponders were having their way. The momentum was going their way. They were making baskets from the inside and the outside. This could get ugly.
About a 10-second differential between the 2 clocks to round out this first quarter. Wholesale substitutions during that timeout by Winchester, one of which was to get Fitzpatrick back into the game, but he took an ill-advised shot there, driving to the basket, got caught up and just had to throw it up with the left hand, came up with nothing. 15 seconds in the quarter for the Ponders. Bensley Joseph misses the layup, and now he's going to get called for a little tic-tac foul. And for Bensley, I think that's going to be number 2. And as we've seen during the season for Coach Bowler, player picks up 2 first-half fouls. He generally sits for the rest of the half.
And Bensley Joseph just got that is a teachable moment there for Coach Bowler and the super freshman. He misses the layup. Instead of committing the foul, he should have sprinted back on defense and made a play there.
2 seconds left. This shot, I don't think it would count anyway, but it comes up short regardless. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. That was an unfortunate turn of events for Bensley Joseph. Arlington could have held for that final shot. Bensley had a wide open layup. Unfortunately, he missed it. Now, if he makes that layup, he doesn't commit the foul. But then once he missed the layup, he then tried to get a little extra aggressive on the defensive end. So that'll end the first quarter with the Spy Ponders leading by a score of 20-7.
And really, Don, that was really the only blemish in a fantastic first quarter for the Middlesex Liberty Division champions of the Middlesex Liberty Division 2 of the last 3 years. 2 years ago, the Spy Ponders made it all the way to the semifinals of the Division 2 North. This year, they've got their sets high. They've got their set sight a little bit higher. They're looking forward to possibly being champions of Division II North. And to be champions, you've got to play like champions, and you got to do it all year long from the start to the end. And a little theme we're going to talk about as this game goes on is that they've had little resistance in conference during the season, and one wonders how that's going to affect them moving forward.
That's a good point. It will be Winchester ball to begin the second half on the alternating possession rule. Ponders lead it by a score of 20-7. Arlington with 4 team fouls, Winchester with 2 in the first quarter.
Arlington providing tremendous ball pressure.
Shot missed, rebound fought for. And Winchester comes up with it. Here's Fitzpatrick, a little spin around pass. Oh, blocked by Black on the shot attempt by Miranda. Don Black high for that block shot. Don with a tricky dribble, put up, and he got his one back. I don't know if it was the same play. I think it was. Block for block on that one, and now back the other end is a lay-in for Joe McCarron. So,
and the question for you, officiating-wise, why is that not a technical foul there for hitting the backboard on the Spy Ponders?
if you make a legitimate attempt at a block shot, it does not matter if you hit the backboard, as McNamara scores again.
So I'm being taken to school. Excellent. Learning a little bit about the rules of the game of basketball.
Yeah, now if you just think that the player just slapped the board in some other kind of fashion, not going for legitimate block, that's when a technical foul could be assessed. 22-9 Ponders. Here's Fitzpatrick just inside the three-point line, hits.
So Fitzpatrick says, not so fast by Ponders. This isn't going to be a runaway for you. You're going to have to stay and fight and execute in both offense and defense.
22-11 Arlington, 6:25 remaining in the second quarter. Oh, that was a great hustle there by Fitzpatrick, but he couldn't come up with it. Nick Corrales for 3, and he's got it.
And Corrales says, you got a little bit of momentum, I'll put it into that. Way down, bang.
Loose ball created by Arlington. Now putting it up no good is Di Benedetto, but he's fouled on the play. I think they're going to get Nick Corrales on the foul.
Well, Don, you know, we've talked about, in just about every broadcast of my theory of the game of basketball being a game of 1,000 races, and the team that wins 1,000 mini races, and the team that wins the most races wins the game. I got to say, right now, with 6:08, I believe, in the half. This last couple of minutes, I'm seeing Winchester win a few of those races. We saw a dive for a loose ball on this end that Arlington was very fortunate to bend over at the waist and pick up instead of going to the floor.
2 of 2 for Di Benedetto. And now good defensive pressure here by the Sachems causes an Arlington turnover. Great job there by Don Black getting a hand on that pass. Otherwise, it could have been an easy 2 for Winchester. Preventing the basket is Don Black. Now for Arlington, checking into the lineup is number 22, Stephen McGilvery, the sophomore forward, into the lineup for the first time tonight.
Winchester turning the tables on Arlington, giving them a dose of their own medicine with a little full court press, and Arlington had trouble with it.
Here's Fitzpatrick spinning off the window, no. He's fouled on the play.
And at this time of year, Don, a player like Fitzpatrick starts to get a reputation of being a quality ball player. And right there was a little bit of 50-50 contact. And if you've established yourself as someone that can fight through contact and is a quality player, you're going to get those 50-50 calls. And he got one right there.
McGilvery picked up the foul, his first 6th on the team. Fitzpatrick hits his first free throw. Now for Winchester, back into the lineup is number 3, Alex Bogomilov.
This is Fitzpatrick, a nice player, strong, a little bit wide.
He knocks them both down. He has a half dozen on the night.
Nice smooth stroke by Fitzpatrick.
Ponders lead is down to 10, 25-15, 5:48 left, second quarter.
Now this is a diamond type press, which means the middle will be open if someone can get there. Back into man-to-man.
Arlington that time gets it over the timeline. Floater by Colin McNamara is no good, and Fitzpatrick comes up with it. Ooh, Doughton almost came up with that steal, just a half a step behind.
And Fitzpatrick out-hustled an Arlington player for that ball. Another race won for the Sachems.
And Arlington in danger of being in the penalty for the remainder of the half with 6 first half fouls. Oh, nice little entry pass there, but the shot was missed. But the putback is Miranda's.
Miranda, the right place at the right time, and here comes more pressure. Someone's got to get in that middle. You have to get in that middle.
Arlington does a nice job getting it over. It's going to be Don Black, top of the circle. Three is good.
Black hits a three-pointer. The best three-pointers are the ones that come from the inside out. Inside out three-pointers are always green light three-pointers, because anytime a pass is coming from the inside to the outside, the player catching it has their momentum going towards the basket, which means naturally the ball is going to have energy behind it. So you saw right there, that was a no-brainer shot by Don Black. He nailed it, and John Bowler gets to take his positive timeout.
28-17 Spy Ponders with 4:51 remaining in the first half. Each team has now taken one timeout.
You know, Don, the score doesn't quite reflect it, but I'm very impressed with Winchester's effort tonight. They're certainly outmanned talent-wise, but they're certainly not being outmanned in the hustle department. They're working hard, as is the Spy Ponders. This is a hotly contested game despite the score.
Good pass. Pass. Laying it in is Henry McDonough. Who was that on the pass? It was a beautiful pass.
That's dropping dimes.
Ooh, almost a backcourt, almost a steal. Colin able to maintain. Don Black might have walked. Loose ball on the ground. Players fighting for it. It becomes loose. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Arlington ball.
Winchester again unfortunate. There they won 2 races to the basketball, lost the ball both times. Unlucky chain of events for the Sachems.
And now they're going to get Daniel Kim on an illegal screen as Arlington tried to run an out-of-bounds play there for Colin McNamara on the baseline, but Kim guilty of an illegal screen.
Anytime you're losing races at a consistent basis, a lot of times the calls are going to go against you. Why? Because you're a step behind.
28-19 Arlington. That looked like Ben Wasco got a hand on that and then knocked it out of bounds. It'll remain Winchester ball.
A little bit of a sandwich between Wasco and Kim.
Colin almost had the steal there halfway through the second quarter. Three-point shot from the side. No good. Black with the rebound. Ooh, now he could have been called for double dribble there. Got away with one. He could fumble it and pick it up legally, which he did, but then I think he put it back down on the ground, and I think he should have been called for a double dribble.
I believe he did as well. A rare missed call by the excellent officiating crew.
Well, half the crew's excellent. Wasco, left-hand flip shot. No, rebound fought for. And Winchester comes away with it. Winchester only down by 9. They've chipped away at Arlington's lead. Here's Bogomilov, floats it, no. Wasco with the rebound for the Ponders.
I'll tell you, Don, Winchester is getting quality looks at the basket. They just can't get the ball to go down. They're working hard and they're executing their game plan. Score isn't showing it.
McNamara for 3, no. And now I think they're going to get Don Black on a loose ball rebounding foul, and if it is, that will be bonus for the Sachems.
It sure will, and that's another race won, this time by the super junior Liam Fitzpatrick, who did a phenomenal job of boxing out, and Black just went over his back. Easy call for an official to make there.
I don't know why it's not a 1-and-1, though. That's a mistake by the officiating crew to Arlington's favor.
Really?
Absolutely should be 1-and-1. I need an explanation from veteran official Jim Rourke at halftime.
Would like to hear it.
Now let's see what they have here. Maybe a blocking foul on Daniel Kim.
Yeah, Daniel Kim has been working hard the entire game. The Spy Ponders, their problem really hasn't been in the defensive end. It's been in the offensive end where they've been a little bit of a step slow. Kim, I thought, had decent guarding position there, but was called for a contact foul.
First free throw on the one-on-one situation, no good. Ball was live, and Winchester comes up with the offensive rebound.
Well, it's apparent that Winchester has trouble shooting the basketball.
Outscoring Arlington 12-8 so far here in the second quarter. And now another foul on Daniel Kim. That'll be his third and the 9th on the team. And if you're Coach Bowl, you look up at that scoreboard and you see 19 fouls on Arlington and only 2 against Winchester. Of course, that is a function of Arlington's style of play. But Winchester has been picking up the defensive intensity as well. So look for a couple foul calls to go Arlington's way, I think, in the next couple minutes here.
Yeah, we'll see, Don. I really think it's a function of the last 6 minutes of play where, in general, I believe it's been Winchester that's been the aggressor, but in a way that's beating people to spots, causing the Spy Ponders to be a step behind. You saw it there. You saw it on the Don Black foul. If Winchester could shoot the basketball, they would be right in this game. Unfortunately, they can't. They do there.
Three-point basket by Fitzpatrick is good. And Arlington takes a timeout. So we had a missed, I think both free throws were missed by Winchester. I think it was number 23, DiBenedetto. He missed both free throws, but Arlington did not do a great job boxing out. Winchester got the offensive rebound, and the result of the play was a three-pointer by Fitzpatrick.
So after the first quarter, Don, I started kind of putting this game on ice, had my thoughts drifting towards the postseason, but there's certainly one more game left to play, and Winchester certainly has said, hey, wait a minute, folks, this game isn't over. They came out with high energy in this quarter, beat Arlington to spots, created fouls. Their only problem in the second half is they haven't been able to shoot the ball with any accuracy. If they had, this game would be tied, or Winchester might even be ahead.
Yeah, they've outscored Arlington 15-8 here in the second quarter, so a little bit of an offensive struggle for the Ponders. And on the other end, too, Winchester able to cut into the Arlington lead.
15-8, that's astounding, Don. I can recall 6 misses off the top of my head in this quarter alone for the Sachems.
It looked like Winchester was going to press. They back off.
Curious decision.
Regular man-to-man defense.
Very curious decision.
Inside to Doughton. Doughton replaced Kim, who picked up that third foul. McNamara into Doughton. Arlington working it around nicely. And it's Sam Swift with the pull-up jumper who checked into the Arlington lineup during that timeout.
Swift stopping and popping, spectacular ball movement and offensive execution for the Spy Ponders.
Under 2 minutes remaining, second quarter, Ponders lead by 8. Baseline drive. Benedetto no good. Rebound is Sullivan. Ramsey Sullivan, number 20. Sullivan's going to take the baseline jump shot. No good. Doughton there for the rebound. Got to get it to Swift. They get it now safely in the hands of Don Black. McNamara in the corner. He's going to drive the baseline. He's going to kick it to Corrales for 3. He made one from the other side, but it turns out to be a wonderful pass to Swift, but Swift couldn't get the bunny.
A wonderful air ball pass by Corrales, and Swift missed a point-blank layup.
Exactly 1 minute remaining. No shot, 101. I jumped the gun on the final minute there. 101 and another Arlington foul.
So we'll see if Arlington makes the adjustment here. The officials have made a statement. They're not going to put up with contact on dribble drives. So as a coach and players, you need to adjust. You need to say, okay, I'm not going to put my hand on a player when they're dribbling towards the basket, which is especially important when you consider that Winchester is struggling to make shots from anywhere other than 3 to 4 feet from the basket or from the free throw line where no one is guarding them.
Liam Fitzpatrick at the line for the Sachems hits the first free throw. Winchester, I should say, in the double bonus. For Arlington, number 4, Adrian Black checks into the lineup for the first time tonight. Fitzpatrick hits both. He has 11, tying Don Black for high point honors for either team tonight. And now we are inside the final minute of the first half, and the Ponders lead it by a score of 30-24.
2-2-1 press. There's that middle. Hit the middle. There it was.
Here, Doughton is fouled on the play. Let's see if they give him shots on that, or if they're going to say the foul was before the shot. Yeah, it will be on the spot for the Ponders.
Well, I watch a little bit too much NBA, and that looked like a shot attempt to me, but what do I know?
Doughton, spin move, pull-up jumper is good.
Doughton spinning and connecting.
Pull-up three. Sachem's is no good. Doughton with the rebound. Corrales double team Temper. Arlington has the numbers if they can push. Adrian Black, he's going to take a three of his own. No good.
Way off the mark on both ends.
Under 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Shot clock is off. Spy Ponders lead at 32-24, 17 seconds to go. Let's see if Winchester holds for a final shot. Now they're going to get an open look there. Step back three. No, they decide to work it around some more. Fitzpatrick, he'll definitely take it. Around the rim and out. 5 seconds left. Can anyone get another shot off? It's going to be Winchester trying to get off. No, Don Black takes it to himself. And unfortunately, he didn't realize there was that little clock left, because he might have been able to get a little bit of a almost half-court shot off. But that was a pretty cool little move, tipping it to himself like that, but unable to do anything else with it.
Beautiful move by Black. That last possession there was pretty much a microcosm of the first half for the Sachems. Lots of effort, lots of ball movement, but just really couldn't connect on outside shots. And if they're not going to be able to do that, they're going to struggle to win this ball game, even if they continue their high effort and energy.
The score at the end of the first half: Arlington 32, Winchester 24. We'll be back with second half action. And getting ready for second half action here from the Kozlowski Gymnasium, Don Phelan, Scott Zwick, and Kevin Wetmore bringing you tonight's telecast. And the Spy Ponders with a halftime lead of 32-24. And I'll tell you one thing, Scott, usually Coach Bowler is very short at halftime. He didn't bring his team out of the 10-minute intermission. His team didn't come out until about the 2-minute 30-second mark for the second half. And that says to me he must have been talking to the lads in the locker room.
I don't think he liked much of what he saw in the second half, especially from an effort perspective. We were talking in between the half that had Winchester been able to connect on maybe just 2 or 3 of those wide open outside looks they were able to get with crisp, clean passes and sound offense, this would be a 3-point game. And if they'd been connecting a few more, it might be tied or ahead. So the Spy Ponders have not turned in their finest half of the season, but showing what type of talent they have, they still hold an 8-point lead.
For the Spy Ponders, it will be the same 5 that began the game. Number 0, Nick Corrales. Number 2, Colin McNamara. Number 20, Dom Black. Number 23, Ben Wasco. And number 13, Daniel Kim. Colin McNamara strong to the basket on the first possession of the second half of the Ponders, lays it in.
Very appropriate on senior night after maybe getting a little bit of tongue lashing at halftime by Coach Bowler, who comes out in the second half to settle the team down. But your senior tri-captain and one of the best players in Arlington basketball has history in Colin McNamara.
10 on the shot clock for the Sachems. Good defense by the Ponders. Now they go with the entry pass. They kick it back out. A little short jumper there by number 32, Brennan Clark is good, and Clark has his first points of the game.
Clarkey with a smooth stroke. Good offense again by Winchester. I really like their ball movement. Their offense, the ball moves, people are moving, it goes side to side. It's impressive.
McNamara to the left hand, had the shot blocked, but a Winchester player trying to grab that loose ball was out of bounds. Let's check the starting 5 for the Sachems here in the second half. Same 5 that began the game. Number 11, Justin Miranda. Number 12, Joe McCarron. Number 14, Liam Fitzpatrick. Number 23, Mario DiBenedetto. And number 32, Brennan Clark, as a nice inside move there by Dom Black with the left hand off the glass.
Dom Black with a little spin move, drop step, and finish with the left.
Here's McNamara ahead of the pack. He lays it up and in.
McNamara goes coast to coast and finishes through contact.
I'm kind of surprised that Coach Fleming didn't take a little time out there as Arlington a little bit of a run, and Winchester down by 12. 3-point shot baseline around the rim and out. Ben Wasco with the rebound. He has Corrales head of the pack. Corrales has McNamara with him. Corrales is going to take it himself and lay it in.
That play was made by Ben Wasco with a tremendous outlet pass to Nick Corrales, who knew what to do with it, finishing at the hoop through contact. And then you see a deflection by senior captain Daniel Kim on senior night.
Great hustle by Kim, knocking the ball out of bounds. Remains Winchester ball. Ponders with their largest lead of the game, I believe, 14 points, 40-26, 5:58 in the quarter.
Well, I don't know what Coach Bowler said to the club at halftime, but whatever he did, he should say it again. Each half they're down, or they're not playing up to potential.
Going into the lane, a lot of contact there. Winchester working on the glass. 3-point attempt is good. Hard to read the Winchester numbers from up here. That's 32 on the basket, but McNamara tries to answer, cannot. Brennan Clark with that 3-pointer for the Sachems.
McNamara has come out with a much more aggressive attitude in the second half. Wasco called for a foul there because he couldn't quite get position. And I'll tell you something, now it's a little bit of a reversal here for the Sachem in the second half. They're getting the shots to fall now in the second half where they didn't in the first, but the Spy Ponders are responding with increased effort.
Di Benedetto completes the 3-point play. As Scott mentioned, foul on Ben Wasco. First foul committed by either team here in the second half thus far. A good little double team by Winchester this time. McNamara in trouble, gets it to Kim. Kim, he tried to get the bounce pass to Wasco. It didn't work. A smart play there by Winchester, kicking the ball out of bounds. Prevented an Arlington lay-in.
You know, I'll tell you, Don, this press has been effective for Winchester, and you can bet your bottom dollar that there are Division II North elite teams here scouting this game, and one has to wonder if they're saying to themselves, wow, I wonder if Arlington doesn't quite enjoy being pressed as much as they enjoy pressing the other team.
Jaden Doughton, number 1 for the Ponders, into the lineup, replacing Ben Wasco. Winchester foul committed by number 10, Henry McDonough. First foul on the Sachems here in the second half. Coming up on 5 minutes remaining third quarter, Ponders by 8.
See if they get Jaden Doughton to touch.
Dom on the baseline, and he's called for double dribble violation.
Not something you see every day. I think he fumbled the ball a little bit, got it in with 2 hands, and put it down with 2 hands. Good job by Corrales turning the ball player, which means making him dribble side to side instead of north and south. Prevent dribble drives, hands up on all of the 3-point shooters.
Nice little drive there. Laying it in is Justin Miranda for 2.
And right on cue, they dribble drive. The dribble drive makes the defense rotate. The rotate creates an opening, and the pass is made, and 2 points for the bad guys.
And just when I thought that Winchester maybe needed a timeout when they trailed by 14, they've run off 8 straight and trail it only by 6.
Get a ball game here.
Halfway through the third quarter. Don Black in trouble. Double team comes. Gets to Doughton. Doughton puts his head down and goes to the basket and lays it in.
Jaden Doughton playing with the confidence of a senior, although he's only a sophomore. 3 big buckets for Jaden tonight, showing an array of moves to the basket. Spins, finishes.
Traveling violation committed by Winchester, and Arlington will go to the bench. Daniel Kim checks out of the Arlington lineup, replaced by number 10, Bensley Joseph.
We'll see how Arlington handles this pressure. They haven't done a great job so far. Strong with the basketball, sound, solid passes. Attacking the basket, never attacking half court. Super freshman in the game now.
10 seconds on the pond, and shot clock now down to 6. An unfortunate break there Bad break for the Sachems as number 32, Brennan Clark, was on the ground, and when Colin McNamara went for a spin move, they called the foul on Clark.
But the amazing dexterity of McNamara is shown there as he's off balance, nearly falling to the floor himself, but is not only able to stay on his feet, but to keep his dribble, which allowed him to be fouled.
Doughton down low, kicks it out to Joseph. He's going to take the three, and he's going to make a three.
Bensley Joseph into the game. Instant offense from way downtown. A little bit of a serpentine motion on that three-pointer, but it's true.
7 for Bensley. Winchester into the old-school weave offense. Here's Fitzpatrick, who's been scoreless so far, I believe, in the second half. He's triple-teamed, comes away with it. Decides to kick it back out to the baseline jump shot for Ramsey Sullivan, who hits and has his first points of the game.
Sullivan is able to connect on a beautiful pass. This Winchester team is very unselfish on the offensive end.
45-36 Ponders, 2:31 remaining third quarter.
It's important to remember, Don, this Winchester team is going to be heading to the postseason. This is no little this isn't a walkover game. I apologize to the viewers if I kind of gave the impression that this should be an Arlington cruise to victory by simply showing up. This is a club that's 9-7 on the year and 8-6 in conference. They're capable.
McNamara hits the first free throw.
And certainly Coach Fleming really enjoys kind of a roulette of players coming in and out of the ball game by design.
Colin hits both free throws. He has a dozen for the game. Dom leads the way with 13. They combine for 25. Arlington's 47. But Arlington has received scoring from other players tonight. I don't know if Joseph got a hand on that. Dom Black definitely got a hand on that one, but perhaps he got a piece of the player as well.
Yeah, perhaps he did. I think that foul was called. I used to tell my players that anytime you brought your arm from straight up towards the ceiling and brought it downward on a 45-degree angle, whether you caught ball or you caught arm, you were going to get a foul called against you. And I think that's the case there. I could be wrong, but it looked to me like Don Black got all ball, but when that official sees that arm come swinging down in a aggressive fashion, oftentimes they call the foul.
Clark hits both free throws, cutting the Arlington lead down to 9, 47-38. Coming up on 2 minutes left. McNamara with a beautiful move to the basket, lays it up and in.
McNamara on the left-hand side. This time he finishes with his right. I said he was primarily a left-handed player towards the basket. He's making me out to be a liar tonight.
Strong move to the basket there by Winchester's number 23. That's DiBenedetto.
DiBenedetto, a strong move, 2 giant steps, aggressive finish at the hole.
49-40 Ponders with a minute and a half left in the third quarter.
Winchester has very high confidence in this game. They don't think they're outclassed. They think they can win this basketball game.
Blocking foul will be called against DiBenedetto.
One thing I'm really impressed with the Winchester team is their ability to really handle Arlington's pressure. I've seen very few deflections, very few turnovers. They're solid with the ball. They get it over half court. When they get it over half court, they run their offense, and they're very unselfish.
For Arlington, number 24, Joey Pazia checks in the lineup for the first time. Pazia missed the last game due to illness, so he's back in the lineup tonight. Three-point shot there by McNamara from the corner, no good. And Winchester with the ball and a chance to cut into this 9-point Arlington lead. I want to leave Fitzpatrick open, although he has been quiet. I believe he is scoreless here in the third quarter.
Joseph all over him, preventing dribble drive.
6 seconds on the shot clock. Winchester, they take the three-point shot from the baseline corner, no good. Black with the rebound, 45 seconds left in the half. Bensley Joseph for 3. He's got another one.
This Joseph is unbelievable. This is a game-changing player for the Spy Ponders.
Winchester has a player ahead of the pack, and laying it up and in is Clark. I don't know how that Clark got so wide open, mistake there by the Ponder defense.
Well, I'll tell you something. One little problem the Spy Ponders have had all season long is that there are times when they... Here comes Joseph.
Yet again.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Bing, bang, boom. Bensley Joseph.
Joseph with 3 third-quarter three-pointers. 2 seconds in the quarter. Final shot for the Sachems is up. No good. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. So a spark provided by Bensley Joseph off the bench for the Ponders here in the third quarter. He hit 3 third-quarter three-pointers. He has 4 three-pointers on the game, 13 points in total, and the Spy Ponders will take a 55-42 lead into the third quarter.
It's amazing. Right almost on cue, I say how Bensley Joseph can be a difference maker come tournament time. And then right there you see him hit 2 key three-pointers in a game, in a third quarter that really had kind of been played at an even pace, back and forth, high energy level by both teams, good execution, but it's a player like Joseph that can separate you from the pack. Joseph can do it. Colin McNamara can do it. Certainly James Gascoigne, when he's playing, he can do it. So the Spy Ponders are deep, and the difference in this ball game at 55-42 is simply depth. I believe that both teams are playing at a very high level of effort, a high level of execution even. I'm especially impressed with Winchester's offensive execution and the unselfishness they've shown, but the talent level for the Spy Ponders is just higher.
It will be Winchester ball to begin the final quarter. Final regular season home game for the Spy Ponders here tonight on senior night. Daniel Kim and Colin McNamara, the 2 Arlington seniors. Good defense by Don Black, causes a turnover. Bensley Joseph with the around the back dribble. Now he crosses over, now he spins and lays it up, but no. Rebound put back up. Joey Pazia has the basket.
Joey Pazia cleans up the mess made by the super freshman who scintillated with some dipsy-do around the back and a spin move that would have been the highlight of the year had he been able to complete it.
Yeah, it sure would have been. So the Ponders extend the lead to back up to 15. Now their largest margin tonight. Ball's loose. They're going to call a held ball. 2 players hustling for each team.
And again, it's Joseph in on the play. You know, Don, you see someone like Joseph, the size, the skill, and the confidence, and you say he's a freshman. Don, can you imagine what this player is going to be like in 3 years?
One can only imagine the future for Bensley Joseph, and let's just hope it's here at Arlington High School. Some of these private schools don't come knocking on his door.
A good point.
Joseph lost the hit on that one, but it worked out well. It comes a pass to Don Black, who buries a 3.
Well, Bensley Joseph is living large tonight. That time he lost the ball, and it fell right in the hands of Don Black. He's credited with an assist as Black buries the open shot, and Arlington begins to separate themselves from Winchester.
And on the made basket, Don Black caused the disruption on the inbounding pass. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Winchester. So it'll be Arlington ball. And now McNamara to the basket. No, but he's fouled on the play. He'll go to the line for 2.
That play right there specifically is the type of play come tournament time that they're going to need on a consistent basis from Colin McNamara. This is something that he can do against any player in the state, specifically any player in Division II North. They can't guard him. He's got to be aggressive, take it to the hole, get the hoop or get the harm, create fouls and points for the Spy Ponders.
2 of 2 for the senior tri-captain. He now has 16 points on the evening, and the Ponders lead by 20. Top of the key 3-point shot is good by Brennan Clark, and now Clark all of a sudden with a dozen, high point man for the Sachems. Arlington has really done a nice job in the second half of shutting down Fitzpatrick. Joseph to the hole, lays it up and in.
Well, Joseph got shoved down by Clark at the other end. He seemed a little bit perturbed and took his anger out on the other end by hitting a layup, and here he is making a deep pass.
Jaden Doughton with the lay-in. What a sequence for the Ponders. I believe it was McNamara on the block from behind, Joseph with the pass, and Doughton with the lay-in.
The Spy Ponders showing it all. Teamwork, passing, and leadership.
Maybe the best sequence of the night for the Ponders. Three-point shot by McNamara, no good. Don Black comes in from behind and swats it out of bounds.
And he swatted it out of bounds there, Don, but that concerns me, especially if this has been a tight contest. Don, I believe he has 2 fouls. You come down, you get a piece of arm right there. You're on the bench with 3 fouls if this is a tight game.
Yeah,
See, I like
shots up there, no good, but foul on the play.
Yeah, and I like that defense much better. He moved his feet, put his hands up in the air. The Winchester player, Bogneville, made a nice little move. He's a little bit quicker than he looks at the eye.
Now, the Winchester players and coaches wanted that to be a shooting foul, but veteran referee Jim Rook says no, it was on the floor, non-shooting foul, Winchester ball. So nice little move there by DeBenedetto. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Arlington. It will remain Winchester ball.
Another rules question for you, Don, as someone who watches an embarrassingly amount of NBA action. What constitutes shooting action at the high school level?
I'll tell you, maybe there would have been contact before. Sometimes the player gets fouled more than once, and they go with the first call. So I think there may have been a blocking foul before the shooting motion had begun. And then, so what appeared to look like a shooting foul was really not.
So the shooting motion is just with the arms, or is it when your legs? Because my point is, in the NBA, it's initiated by your steps towards the basket.
Yeah, don't even think about it. It's confusing the NBA with any rules that we play by. That's for sure.
So this is just but it is simply with the arm motion towards the basket. Okay, excellent.
Right.
Excellent.
DeBenedetto at the line for 2. And he hits 1 of 2. He's in double figures for the night with 10. And the Ponders lead at 66-46 with 5:02 remaining in the basketball game.
So Bensley Joseph has done an excellent job with the pressure that was very effective in the first half for the Sachems.
Joseph now, he fakes, but apparently moved the pivot foot, and he is called for a traveling violation.
Wow. I mean, maybe he did. Jeez. What do you think?
I don't know. He's maybe so quick that he sometimes can fool an official with that quick move.
I got to be honest. I think that's exactly what happened there.
Have to look again on that one on the TiVo. So here's Fitzpatrick, scoreless in the second half. Now driving to the basket.
Well, say what you want about the Sachems. They're certainly adept at creating fouls on the other team, and they're doing it by forcing their body into the opponent's space and forcing them to make a choice. You're either going to get in front of me directly and take a charge, or you're going to move to the side and get called for a foul, or you're going to move out of the way and let me score. And several occasions tonight, the Spy Ponders have not been able to move directly in front, and it's created several fouls.
Foul was committed, I believe, by Daniel Kim. If it is on Daniel, as we have a timeout on the floor called by Winchester, it'll be Daniel's 4th foul, 5th on the team. Both teams have committed 5 team fouls here in the second half.
And senior night done, how impressed are you with Daniel Kim coming out here on a night like tonight? I mean, I think his effort level has been off the charts, showing leadership by example, really kind of setting the tone for the team. Just remarkable.
Yeah, probably getting his most minutes of the season, at least in any home game that we've seen, and really coming through. Jump shot there is no good. Rebound for Don Black. Kim scoreless, but as Scott has mentioned, so many other intangibles that he's provided here tonight.
Well, Coach Bowler runs a meritocracy. 10-second call right there.
You don't see that very often.
No, you do not. You know, Coach Bowler runs a meritocracy, which means, you know, he'll play anybody at any time who he thinks gives him the best opportunity to win the contest. And if Daniel Kim comes out on the basketball court and shows he's capable of providing a spark on defense or solid passing or rebounding, you know, there's going to be minutes for him in important action come playoff time.
A little breakdown there by the Arlington defense. Score the basket for Winchester's number 23, Mario DiBenedetto. Count it, he'll go to the line with a chance to complete a three-point play.
This DiBenedetto is tough, and I'll tell you, that's really right what I was talking about right there. DiBenedetto made the super sophomore Doughton make a choice. Either get right in front of me, get to the side of me, or get out of the way. And Doughton got to the side of him, created a foul, and DiBenedetto is on the line for 2 shots all by himself without guarders.
Yeah, we have Kevin O'Neill over talking to Coach Bowler, because Arlington got called for that 10-second violation only because I think the shot clock showed 14, but I'm not so sure it was reset, because I don't think Arlington committed a 10-second violation. I really don't. But that was the call, and I think Coach Bowler just wanted an explanation. He got it. We're back to live play as DiBenedetto completes the three-point play, cutting the Arlington lead down to 17. It's 66-49. We're more than halfway through the fourth quarter. The final home game, the regular season for the Ponders.
Arlington doing a much better job in the second half with the pressure. Bensley Joseph has handled it. Colin McNamara certainly has handled it. And there again is another play that's going to be of paramount importance for the Spy Ponders' success come postseason. The amount of times he's able to dribble drive to the basket is going to be the difference in tight ball games.
McNamara hits the first free throw.
You know, you're going to go into ball games just like the Winchester Stations in the first half, and you're not going to be able to shoot every single night. But dribble drives to the basket is something that takes effort and not necessarily shooting ability.
Here's Fitzpatrick with a pretty move to the hole. Can't get it to go. And again, Fitzpatrick still stuck on 11 points, which he had at the end of the first half. 3:23 remaining fourth quarter. Ponders by 18. And it looks like the winning streak will improve to 33 straight games for the Ponders regular season wins here at home. Three-point shot there is no good by Joseph, and it'll be Winchester ball.
33-game winning streak. Colin McNamara will improve to 74-17 as a Spy Ponder. I really have trouble wrapping my mind around that statistic.
4-year player for the Ponders. And Scott just mentioned that incredible record as a player. Now a little spin move there by Bogomolov. And the Ponders lead now is down to 16.
Bogomolov knows what he's doing with the basketball.
Oh, what a nice pass by Don Black to Doughton. Doughton got crushed on the play, but hit in the head. Now in the ensuing action, Daniel Kim is fouled and will go to the line for 2.
Great to see Kim hustling there after Doughton got fouled. But what I like most about that play is Doughton's done this all night long. He's cut hard to the basket when other players are dribble driving, and it's created several opportunities for the Spy Ponders and Doughton himself.
Kim is on the score sheet at point-wise with that free throw. His first point of the ball game for the senior tri-captain.
Great to see him in the score sheet. He deserves to score in this basketball game after the effort he's given.
Hits them both.
Clutch, smooth stroke.
69-51 Ponders, 2:38 remaining in the ball game.
And there he is, preventing dribble drive like he has all night long. Daniel Kim, senior tri-captain.
And Don Black will be called for a blocking foul.
And Don Black puts his palms up in the air and says, I don't know what that's for. Well, I'll tell you what it's for, Don. And I'm your biggest fan. No one loves Don Black more than me. You're my man, Don Black. But, Dom, you got beat to the spot right there. You were to the side. You made contact. That's a foul 10 times out of 10.
6th team foul on the Ponders. Winchester has committed 7, so both teams will be in the bonus for the remainder of the game. Now that's a nice little entry pass by Miranda down low to Clark for 2, and Winchester will take a timeout.
And Winchester continues to show their unselfishness with the basketball on the offensive end. So, you know, with 2:16, you know, we start to look ahead here specifically for the Spy Ponders. And Don, as we were talking before, next week they go to the Comcast tournament, which I believe was a great idea by John Boer in scheduling to get some warm-up games in a statewide known tournament to tune up.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I'm sure teams put their name in the ring, and then you have to be chosen to play in that tournament. It's actually sponsored by our officials board, Board 27, so you have to be invited. And the other teams participating include Marlboro High School, Malden Catholic High School. Now, Malden Catholic High School, the team that beat Arlington here last year in a second-round game, and they returned their entire team, so they're a very formidable team. And the 4th team in the tournament is St. Mary's of Lynn, the defending state champions in Division 4. So the foursome in that tournament, very formidable. And the Ponders' first game will be against Marlboro, and that will be on Sunday at Malden Catholic High School at 2:30. Now, the key thing about that game that I think is going to be interesting for the Ponders and for our fans is Marlboro features a 6'8" player, a junior, who is being heavily recruited by Division I teams. So he's not just some 6'8" stiff. He's a kid that can play, and so can Bensley Joseph as he makes the dipsy-do move but can't complete it. And now Don Black with the steal. So it'll be interesting to see how Arlington matches up with somebody of that stature, because Arlington, the one thing they really don't have is a lot of size. And so we'll see how they match up against Marlboro, and then depending on the result of that game will determine their opponent in the second game, which will be on Monday, either at 11 o'clock or 5:30, depending on the result on Sunday. So testing, so a couple good tests, as you mentioned, Scott, for Arlington, almost like you said, is tournament-tested teams to be played.
I think you couldn't ask for anything better going into the tournament to be tested like this. You know, the Middlesex basketball conference has notoriously been very strong through the years. And it's not weak this year, Don. Some people say it's weak. It's not weak, it's young. You see team after team starting sophomores, juniors, sophomores, juniors. Now, the Spy Ponders themselves are loaded with freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. Right. So what does that say about their future? But the Spy Ponders aren't really getting tested, not because the league is down per se, it's young. And so this tournament will really allow them to play some battle-tested teams, older teams, the type of teams they're going to face in the Division II North tournament. And Coach Fleming on cue almost calls a timeout to let us discuss this a little more. And, you know, Don, so, you know, we look back 2 years ago, this team made it one game away from the Garden. So you'd have to think that their goals have to be, you know, you want to shoot for the stars, you know, right, and end up, you know, in the clouds, you know, that old saying. Right. So certainly they're thinking division title, but what is remarkable about this is that if they don't achieve that goal, the future next year is arguably brighter than this year, and this year it's tremendously bright.
Sure, absolutely. So Winchester called that timeout. They're down by 16, but Coach Fleming wanting to kind of play this out like he would play it maybe perhaps if it were a closer game, as with a 16-point deficit, team has no chance of winning this game. But
nobody's really pulled their elite players. Bensley Joseph, you know, sometimes there's a there's players that they just stand out.
And now for Arlington, number 33, Sam Zwick checks in the lineup, and he replaces senior tri-captain Daniel Kim, and Daniel Kim gets a nice ovation from the crowd.
Tri-captain, a leader, showed the heart and soul, the foundation of what it means to be a Spy Ponder tonight. Did the little things, he defended, moved his feet on defense.
And now coming out of the lineup for Arlington, senior tri-captain, number 2, Colin McNamara, and he gets a rousing ovation from the crowd and high fives from the coaching staff and players.
And well-deserved, as he is arguably the greatest player in the history of Arlington High School basketball.
Based on winning percentage, you could not argue with that. Yeah, shot missed by Winchester. Coming down to the final 40 seconds of the contest, Spy Ponders lead it by a score of 73-55. McGilvery, who checked in for Arlington, lays it up and in.
McGilvery on a nice feed from Dom Black, a little bit confused at why anyone would take a timeout with 31 seconds left in the 75-55 game.
I don't know if it was just to make substitutions. It looked like Adrian Black was at the table to check into the Spy Ponder lineup, so just maybe a matter of getting, it looks like Joey Pazia is into the lineup now.
Sure, I want to make sure players get some playing time, so that's nice to see.
So it's Doughton number 1, McGilvery number 22, Pazia number 24, Zwick number 33, and Adrian Black number 4, the quintet that will round out the final 30 seconds of the home season for the Ponders. Ponders will have their home winning streak improved to 33 straight regular season home games. They have not lost a home game in 3 seasons, complete seasons of going undefeated, and then going back to the 14-15 season, excuse me, 13-14 season, I should say.
Well, Don, I'll give you a question. What do you think? What's more remarkable, a player achieving a 74-17 record or a 34-game winning streak for a team?
You got to go with the team. Team always beats out an individual. No question about it.
No doubt. No doubt about it.
So let's take a look at the scoring roundup for tonight's game. For the Sachems, they were led by Brennan Clark with 14 points and Mario Di Benedetto with 15. Liam Fitzpatrick had 11 points, all in the first half. Arlington shut him down in the second half. They had Henry McDonough had 2, Joe McCarron had 2, and Ramsey Sullivan with 2, Justin Miranda with 7, and a total of 55. For the Spy Ponders, Nick Corrales had 5. Jaden Doughton had a nice game with 12. Bensley Joseph with 15, including that burst in the third quarter. Dom Black ended up with 16. Stephen McGilvery, Joey Pazia, Sam Zwick all with 2. Daniel Kim on senior night had 2. I think I mentioned Dom Black had 16. And, of course, Colin McNamara leading the way for the final time here with 19. So the final score here from the Kozlowski Gymnasium, Arlington 75, Winchester 55. We'll be back with post-game wrap-up.
And we're back. Welcome to the post-game show. My name is Scott Zwick. I'm here with senior tri-captain Daniel Kim, and Daniel completing an undefeated season in the Middlesex division. How does it feel, and how does it feel on senior night?
I mean, yeah, it's just crazy. I was here sophomore year and they did it. And just I don't know. It takes so much work, so much effort from everyone, put it together. But yeah, I don't know. It feels pretty awesome. Definitely, a lot of things paying off.
That's great. Now, tell us a little bit about the coaching staff. Says that you've been a real mentor towards the young players. Tell me a little bit about things that you do to encourage them. I mean, there's so many young players on the team. It's vitally important that they have confidence and know what they're doing out there.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, we're like young this year. Me and Colin, the only 2 seniors we got. So, I mean, that goes back to me being there when we had Josh and Miles and everyone there. And they helped me out. So it's just about I don't know. I mean, kids go and turn it over and they miss a shot. You gotta just keep it up, keep it positive. everyone's happy, having fun, stuff like that. So, you know, it's the small things that get everyone going, get the ball rolling, really.
So now we look ahead towards the tournament. You're someone that certainly has experience in the tournament. What are the things that a team has to do to have success in a state tournament?
I think one of the bigger things is when you're playing like we are and you're playing well, it's just keep it going. You know, everything's the same as always. The little things, you know, everything. You know, the high fives. You know, keep everything the same. Don't change it up too much. Keep it rolling. You know, see what happens. You know, win some games definitely.
Well, you should be really proud. A tremendous effort tonight, a great career on senior night, and good luck in the state tournament.
Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot.
All right, and we'll be back right after this. And we're back. I'm here with senior tri-captain Colin McNamara. Colin, you've compiled an amazing record of 74-16 over your career at Arlington High. There are some, including myself, that believe you are the greatest player in the history of Arlington basketball. What do you say to that?
I'm not going to say yes, of course. We've had some great players come through. Miles Robinson, Phil Barlow, Brian Emerson. It's really hard to compare. Miles was a freak athlete. I'd probably say he was the greatest player to ever play here. Then Brian Emerson maybe. I mean, if we go by the record, maybe, you could say I'm one of the best team players, I guess. I won the most games, but I wouldn't go that far to say that, I'm one of the best players ever. But, I put the work in, so hopefully that paid off. It paid off in the record, definitely. Hopefully we can put some more W's on the board and hopefully win a state championship.
Well, speaking of a state championship, we were just talking to Daniel before. I'm going to ask you the same question. So you've been someone with lots of experience in the state tournament. What are the things that you think that you personally and the team have to do to have success in this tournament?
We just got to take over. We have so much skill. We just need to bring the confidence and put it together. Because last year, we were kind of a little inexperienced with the game against Malton Catholic. It was kind of our first real big test of the year, even though we had 4 losses going into that game. So now we have a Comcast tournament coming up against Marlboro. Then we'll play the winner or loser of Malton Catholic, St. Mary's of Lynn. So that'll be a great test, to prep us for the tournament. And from there, hopefully we'll be rolling, have 2 wins, win that tournament. And, we have the skill to play with anybody. We also have the confidence. We think we have a real shot at winning the state championship this year more than we did last year. So we're just going to bring it 100% full energy every second of every game.
Well, Colin, I want to just say it's been a pleasure to cover you. You've had a phenomenal career. You should be very proud. Good luck in the Comcast tournament, and more importantly, good luck trying to get that state title.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Awesome. So for Colin McNamara, I'm Scott Zwick, and we're going to hand it off to Don Phelan.
And we're back here with Coach Bowler. Coach, congratulations. 33 straight home regular season winning streak on senior night. Let's talk about the 2 seniors.
Yeah, the 2 seniors have been, for 4 years have done everything the right way, on the court, in the classroom, in the community. They just do it right, They're exactly what we want every kid to be in our program.
Specifically about tonight's game, there was a streak there in the 3rd quarter where Bensley Joseph hit, I believe, 3 consecutive 3-pointers, and that really helped distance the game here in the second half for you.
Yeah, he's explosive. He just plays at a different speed than everybody else, and he can shoot it. He's got a great handle. He can defend. There was a possession on defense where he was on Fitzpatrick, and Fitzpatrick tried to go by him and couldn't. He's as a freshman, he just played with so much composure. It's unique. You don't see that too often.
There was one play, I wrote it down, I want to make sure I get it right. There was, and I hope you remember the sequence, it was down here. We had a block by Colin McNamara, I believe on Fitzpatrick from behind. Loose ball went to Bensley on the left side there. Well, your right side, my left side. And then a streaking pass to Doughton, who laid it in, maybe even got hit and fell down. It was an incredible sequence. Did you remember the play?
Yeah. That's exactly how we want to play. We want to play fast and on the floor. It all starts with that defense, and Bethany made a great pass. Jaden ran the court perfect, and that's what we wanted to do. That's how we want to play. In the first half, I think they scored a basket, and we inbounded to Colin right down to Dom for a basket. 4 seconds after they scored, and that's the style we want to play. That's the mentality we have.
You're not known for long halftime speeches. You had the team in there for a little while there. I don't think you were too happy with the team's play, but was one of the focal points in the second half shutting down Fitzpatrick, who had 11 first half points and I believe was held scoreless in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, our game plan was around Fitzpatrick. The halftime we were just, we gave up 8 offensive rebounds, like twice on free throws. That led to a Fitzpatrick 3. And we had 7 turnovers. So, we talked about at halftime about, limiting our mistakes and not giving them, more opportunities than one each time on their offensive end. And I think we did a good job of rebounding the second half and, not turning it over.
So that's going to wrap up the home portion of the schedule for the Spy Ponders tonight. They'll finish up the season, the regular season, in the Comcast tournament, where they will play Marlboro High School on Sunday, and then the winner of, the second game will be determined by the Malden Catholic St. Mary's game. So those games will be on Sunday and Monday. That will wrap up the regular season, and then we'll be back with home playoff games after that. Anything you want to do specifically this weekend in preparation for your tournament run?
No, we're just going to continue to do what we do in practice, and it's going to be a great opportunity on a big stage playing the Comcast tournament. They only invite 8 of the top teams in Division 1 and 2, and we're honored that they invited us last year. So we just want to go there and represent Arlington and play our style of play and show the state what we have to offer.
So we look forward to having you all join us for the Arlington postseason run, but that will wrap things up here tonight. I'd like to thank Kevin Wetmore, my partner Scott Zwick, our guests tonight, Coach Bowler, Daniel Kim, and Colin McNamara. I'm Don Phelan. The final score here from the Kozlowski Gymnasium, Arlington 75 and Winchester 55.